Welcome. So today we are going to see tuple. So tuple is actually the read-only version of list. Tuple is read-only version of list. Okay. So tuple, once we create a tuple, we cannot perform any changes in it. So tuple is immutable, where duplicates are allowed. Heterogeneous objects are also allowed. Representation of tuple can be used using parentheses followed by a comma. Okay, so let's create first an empty tuple. Okay, so let me create one empty tuple. So empty tuple is like, let's create a tuple is equal to t is equal to with parentheses, and then we are just going to type t, and then we are going to type the type of t. Okay, so now I can just get an idea this how to create an empty tuple. Okay, so the class which is giving is what tuple. So let us see one more thing here is what we call a single valued tuple. Single valued tuple. Okay, so single valued tuple is single valued tuple is a, a type of tuple which only has a single value. Like for example, let me take t is equal to 10. Okay, and now I am printing the t plus I am going to print the type of t. So now I can just get an idea here that it is giving me a int. Okay, single value tuple, if the value is only one uh, value is present here, so it should be represented with a comma. Okay, like this. So t is equal to 10 comma. So now it is just going to give me a class as tuple. Okay, it is not necessarily required to add parentheses in it. It can be without parentheses also, like this. Okay, so again, it will just going to, when I run the command, it will just going to give me a tuple. So let us write a list L. For example, I'm writing the list L. So list should be in square brackets. So 10, 20, 30, and 40. Like for example, this is a list. So I'm going to convert the list into a tuple. So for that, we are going to use type conversion L. Okay, and then I'm just going to type the t plus I'm going to print the type of t. So now I can just get an idea here. First, L was actually a list. I have converted using type conversion, which is tuple. Now, when I'm printing the t, it is showing me in a tuple format. Plus, the type of t is actually a class of tuple. Okay, so this is actually the type conversion. Let us look at tuple using range. So let us look at tuple using range. Okay, so tuple, what I can do here is I'm just going to create a tuple first of all, and then I'm just going to add a range. I'm just going to add a ranges from 10 to 20 with 2. Okay, so that repetition after one element can be allowed. Like for example, 10, then it is going to skip one element which is 11, then 12, then it is skipping 13, 14 will be getting repeated. So when I'm going to print the t, let us have a look here. So 10, 12, 14, 16 and 18. Okay, so I have just used range function in a tuple. So let us see one more thing here, like for example, concatenations of tuple. How can we add two tuples? So like for example, concatenation of tuple. Okay, so in concatenation, let us take a variable of t1, which is 10, 20 and 30. Let us take the variable t2 also, which is 40, 50 and 60. Okay, if I want to do the concatenation, I am just going to add here t3 is equal to t1 plus t2. Now I am finally going to print 3t. So as I can just see here, I have concatenated, or I can just use added two tuples together. So we can use repetition operator also, like for example, repetitions. Repetition operator, which I have used in my previous videos also. You can just check. Repetition operator, which is like this. Okay, so in repetition operator, what I can do here is, let me just create a tuple of t1 like 10, 20, 30 and 40, and finally I'm going to create a variable of t2 here, where it is t1 multiplied by 3. So when I'm going to print the t2, I will be getting the repetitions. Like this is the first repetition, this is the second, and finally this is the third. Okay, this is actually the repetition operator using tuple. So now let us look at some functions of tuple. Like for example, uh, if I have a variable called C, for example, where I am representing some values, like for example Thor, then there is Iron Man, then there is Captain America. Okay, so this is actually a basic tuple. Okay, if I want to just print it, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to print C. If I want the type, so I'm going to just see print type of C. So it is showing me the class tuple. If I want to calculate the length of my tuple, so for that I can use length function, like print length of C. So the length is, this is the first element, this is the second, and this is the third one. So the length is 3. Okay, so so 3 elements. Okay, so if I want to just add one more element here, like for example Hulk. Okay, so it is just going to give me the length as equal to 4. Let me add one more element, Loki. So the 5 elements. Okay, so what I can do here is, now as I have already explained, that tuple is immutable. It cannot be manipulated, it cannot be changed. Okay, so let me create one tuple here. Like for example, b is equal to 10, 20, 40, 50. Okay, now I'm just going to print type of b, which is actually a tuple. Okay, but if I want to change some elements of b, like for example, if I want to change the 0th element to 20, and then when I'm just going to type the added values, means the a tuple which is getting the conversions. So when I'm just going to type the print of b, it is giving me an error. It is giving me that I cannot change my tuple once it has been published, or once it has been added, it cannot be changed. Okay, so this is a tuple. Let's see some more basic functions of tuple here. Like for example, let me create one more tuple here, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, I'm going to print p. I'm going to print type of p. I'm going to print the length of b. So length of b is actually 6. Okay, so let me just give you some more functions of tuple. Like for example, if you want to check how many counts are here, like let me just write here some more duplicate values. So if I want to check the count of 20, so for that I'm just going to use b.count. So how many counts are there? There are actually two counts. This is the first one, this is the second one. Okay. If I want to check the index values, so for that I'm just going to use here b.index. I want to find the index value of 60, for example. So 60. So 60 value is present in the fifth index, like 0th index. This is the first index, second index, third index, fourth index, and the fifth index. So this is actually a tuple. There are some more functions that I can use here for tuple. Like for example, if I want to calculate the minimum as well as the maximum values. So for that, what I can do here is I'm just going to print here print maximum value of b. So the maximum value is 60. Okay. One more thing I can do here is print minimum value for 60. So for that, I'm just going to use here min function. So the maximum is 60 and the minimum is 10. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.